Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a little bit of Hellcase. It looks like we're going to be going into our game right about now, so just going to, switch things up in towards that one. And, yeah, of course, we are here with the Hellcase Cup. It is going to be AGO facing off against 3D Max, and we're going to be seeing whether or not they can actually, well, get themselves through into the next stage. Of course, it's been a while. Like, I actually don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know how anybody got here. It's been a ridiculous amount of time since this cup actually started. And, well, to be honest, I'm hoping that this time it will actually finish within the next few days. Somebody can be taking home that prize money. And by the looks of it, the sound is unbelievably quiet. So I am going to just send the message to the guys in production. Hopefully they'll be able to sort that out within the next couple of seconds. But for now, you're just going to get a nice little radio cast. And maybe I can sort of like... well, I can make some pew-pews along the way. It is going to be Furlan pushing in first as AGO start on the T side of Mirage. Jax is just waiting around in the smoke. And, well, he's done himself quite a bit of damage alongside of Jinx. PHR is going to be getting the bomb down. And actually, AGO are in a little bit of trouble here. It's 4 players left for the French side as they force their way back in. It is going to be the challenge in towards CT for AGO. And they do manage to find themselves a frag quite quickly, in fact. It's going to be Groovy to grab off one, leaving it all onto PHR. He has to try and finish this. The bomb's ticking away, but it looks like the CT side have got it fairly comfortably. Right, let me jot the message. Now, the game feed is on a little bit of a delay, whereas it's live for you guys, so it may take them a little bit of time to fix the problem, but hopefully we can get some sound, because I don't have any either, which is a bit of a problem. Either way, I hope you guys are all good. Obviously, it's fairly chill sort of cast today, the Hellcase Cup. But yeah, I'll be trying to bring you some wonderful hype moments along the way, and hopefully we're gonna get a good match on our hands. We do see ourselves get a little bit invested here for AGO. I like that they've gone for utility over the pistols. I like that, rather than actually just going straight for a couple of deagles. Obviously, we're not expecting them to invest too much into this one. But, yeah. I've also been told that on the Hellcase website there, I think there's a sort of couple of giveaways going on at the moment. I've been given some little taglines, as you do, but one of them is Chicken Farm Case with a hilarious story. And you can also win an Autumn Medusa. Obviously, most of you guys are going for the hilarious story. Either way, it is going to be Furlan managing to get a kill and a bomb plant, which is a pretty big success in a round where they invested very little indeed. Mac actually going straight in with an AWP, which is fairly peculiar in a round where there's only pistols invested. I would say this is a massive risk. If it had somehow fallen into your opponent's hand or lost, that's like something you're just not getting back. But in the end, doesn't really matter. And it is going to be David P actually doing some work with the XM, which is obviously the best weapon in the game. That's why he has dropped it, because it's a little bit unfair. But Lucky, well, he likes to give them a little bit of a beating, of course. Magnificent shotgun, also $900 per kill. Like, what more can you really want? What more can you want? But yeah, 2-0 to 3D Max. From what I've seen of these two, well, in the past at least, you would expect AGO to take this one, but I feel like obviously there's been quite a bit of a break with like these teams. Like, we've had the player break, we've had the major going like straight after that. I think a lot of teams, okay, maybe they played some online tournaments along the way, but there hasn't been a huge amount of sort of things going on other than the major, at least that's where my focus was. Maybe I was just blind to everything else. Either way, we are going to see quite a bit of early damage done. Actually, Furlan already going down to just 40 HP. As said, hopefully the in-game audio will be fixed. I messaged them, so I've got to wait the sort of 2 minutes that the stream is delayed on to then up the audio. So hopefully it will get loud. And hopefully it won't go so loud it blows my eardrums out, because then I'll have to wait another 2 minutes to fix that as well, which... wow, 2 minutes of pain. I can just then turn my voice up and you can turn the stream down and I'll just suffer from behind. But yeah, pretty important round, of course, as you guys can tell. It is pretty much a reset scenario for either side, although AGO will have the loss bonus building up if they are to lose this one. 2,400 will go into their bank accounts, and we can expect them to have a few pistols invested. Whereas on the other side, it's a bit of a mixed scenario. They'll get 1,400, but it's sort of like you look at the players and probably don't really want to risk it. It would only be if they saved a weapon or two. But obviously this is all conjecture, as we could see one of these teams, or either of these teams, taking the round, and then I can actually properly break down what's going to happen financially. For now, though, 30 seconds left on the clock, and the T's need to get their move on it. It's going to be a B-site push, and there's already 3 players ready and waiting. Jinx is there, and he's already shut down too. The bomb's still back in the apps, and the remaining players need to do some work. PHR manages to find himself one, a second as well. The third not quite coming, but his teammates do the work. And David P, well, I love this XM, but this probably isn't the best scenario for him, is it? David P trying to make his way back in. And, well, I've got sound now, but I've got no... Oh, this is very peculiar. Okay, maybe he had to, like, close it to actually get the sound, because the sound has got louder. I don't know if you can hear that, but for me the sound's louder, but there is no visual. So we've gone from being deaf to blind, which is a very good state. I am just going to bring up the little pause screen for a minute and maybe try restarting this, because yeah, that is not good. That is not good, especially if we then have to wait 2 minutes to get that back. That might be a little bit of a problem. But It's going to be okay, but you'll get a black screen because of lag on the PC. Okay. Let me just try... sort this. Sorry. Just messaging the production guys. Hopefully this will be back in a second. And, well, for now, you can just listen to the wonderful sound of my voice, which probably isn't what you were hoping for. Ooh. Right. Okay. Apologies. I'm gonna my one swear word of the evening and tell you that shit happens. But it looks like we are back into things, and while AGO are going to get themselves... If you're an AGO fan, you've just missed them get pummeled for a little bit, and now you actually get to witness them now winning a round, which is great if you are. If you're not, if you're a 3D Max fan, apologies, you've just missed their victories. But you can just assume they were epic, and they were winning all of those games. Epic, as they say in a Fortnite, of course, which is my favorite game. And by that, I mean it's definitely not. But either way, as said, apologies, we missed a few rounds. Hopefully that'll be it for the evening, and then everything else will run smoothly. As you know, in Counter-Strike, it can go wrong anywhere. Anywhere at all. But just pretend it's radio from HLTV score feed. Worryingly, that wouldn't be the first and probably the last time that will happen. But yeah, we're back in. It is Mirage. We are seeing if 3D Max can bounce back once again after losing a round to AGO. Of course, this is the map pick of AGO, so we expect them to be taking this one. The next will be Inferno, the choice of 3D Max. And already we are going to see the T side looking to try and set up in towards this A side. There's a couple of players ready and waiting. One of them is Jax, who already remarkably tagged. And, well, I was saying they're setting up. By the looks of it, the T's have completely changed their mind. They're going to switch back, go towards middle. They've still got plenty of time on the clock. They've got absolutely nothing to worry about. And the CT side actually still have a fairly bit of control in towards this mid position. David P ready and waiting. Lucky with the secondary AWP as well. It leaves them with only this sort of a single player on B, but the fact is the rotation can be fairly quick, and I doubt they're going to expect anyone here, but Lucky will miss the shot. David P, however, will not. A quick double to open up the round, and now with 45 seconds left, the T's are fighting against the tide of 3D Max. It is a tough position to come back from, especially when there's still an AWP sat towards the back of site. Jax has not moved either. He's going to be the support for that AWP of Maka, who picked it up very early indeed. The flashbang does leave him a little bit blind, and we will see him just throwing out that remaining utility. There's only 20 seconds left on the clock for AGO to actually make their move, and still multiple players here. David P is still going strong already with 3, maybe even 3.5, you could say, as Spiro now down to just 46 himself. But the bomb will be planted. A little bit of extra money, and Tao now left into a 1 versus 3. Or 4 if you include the first. They line up. He almost manages 2. Again, 1.5, and while Maka, the half left from his teammate's kill, will be there to finish him off. It's going to be 3D Max right back onto the board, but the T's, well, they'll have a bit of money. Should probably go for something here. They've got 4 players that can buy, and then Spiro sort of in a bit of a tough situation. He can maybe pull in a pistol, save some extra money for an AWP later into the game. He's going to go for a Mac Daddy. Now, I actually don't mind this. I think, realistically, if you do have a Mac 10 in play, the B site is your home. I think getting out of that A site, maybe if you're going out of Palace, you can be a little bit cheeky, but I think the B site just works so well because you can have Spiros almost like a giant sort of decoy. I know that sounds bad, but if he just runs out, jumps out the window, makes a lot of noise, goes in with that Mac 10, he can really be a distraction. But the fact is, he's not going to be the distraction. That's Furlan. The fact is, though, him and PHR have done a decent amount of damage. They've already found that opening kill. The B site's firmly under their control, and we see the rotation coming back in from 3D Max. They've got kits. They've got utility. The question is, can they actually clear out these remaining players? PHR, he's upgraded to a rifle. Spiro's still with that trusty Mac that he started with. Fact is, though, this is where we get to see, well, if the CTs can retake, and all from one position as well. They're all over towards the market spot. And actually, they're going to look to run away. A little bit unlucky for David P as he's caught by Spiro. An extra $600 into his bank account. And, well, more importantly for AGO, they do bounce right back, but it's not going to be a cheap one. Oh, there's a nice little fog panel. The fog panel's gone, guys. You'll be happy to know that the fog is in good quality at the moment. I'll be honest, I have no idea what that means. There is a reason that I do not do production, and that is because I am absolutely useless. The fact is, when things broke a minute ago, one of our guys at Starladder just had to run all the way up the stairs to help me because I am completely useless. Either way, T side, they've done quite well over towards this B side. We didn't see one of the rounds they actually won on B, but I believe at least 2 of them have been over towards this site. CT side's still comfortable with their buy, but this will be the last one if it doesn't go too well. They've still got a double AWP setup, so a fairly costly setup at that, but I think they saved at least 1 AWP in the previous round anyway, so only the purchase of 1. Of course, we are into our playoff stage now of Hellcase, although the original sort of group stage was very, very long ago. Like months and months ago. I remember, I think it was 3 or 4 months ago, one of the team managers from Kingwin actually asked me when it was going to be, and I had absolutely no idea. But it is now. It will be sort of in the build-up to Star Series as well, which is pretty good. That will be coming up from the 7th of October, so only actually 7 days away. Either way, David P again. He's been in this connector. He's been a bit of a menace. He's very low on HP. But he's actually going to get a kill, so not a bad trade considering he'd already taken so much damage. And again, it's quite a late push in towards the site for AGO. If things go wrong, they don't really have much of a backup plan. They have gone wrong. Jax has absolutely trounced them. He's found 4 kills, or 3 kills actually. He did a lot of damage onto Tau, and it is going to be 3D Max again, breaking back, breaking the economy of AGO. And yeah, they're in quite a sticky situation here. It's looking like they're going to have a pretty decent CT side now. I would say that Mirage is sort of one of those maps. I would sort of consider it similar to Dust 2. Like, Dust 2 just seems to be like, if you get the momentum going on either side, you can win that half. I would not say that this map is like extremely one-sided. Like, you're not looking at sort of Nuke and going, yeah, you should be getting a decent CT half or Inferno or something of the sort. It's really one of those maps where it's like, you start building up the pace, you get those rounds flowing, the confidence brewing, and yeah, you can win on either side. So definitely not, it's good and bad, because it means that AGO aren't going to go onto the CT side going, well, yeah, now this is our good side. Or, well, maybe they will just out of personal preference, but not based off the map. And 3D Max, if they win this half significantly, they're going to go, sure, we can get 5 rounds on the T side, or however many they may need. Now, in this round, as you can probably see, it's a bit of a force buy from the T side, a full investment here. It's going to be a quick trade. We've got the CZ in as well, and, well, lucky given plenty of time actually to take that final guy. I almost thought there was a teammate for a second just with how much time he was actually given. Somehow though, the T's are actually doing a decent job. They brought it back into a closer situation. Furlan left in the clutch in a 1 versus 2. AGO definitely looking a little bit worse for wear though. They seem to have a pretty good like honeymoon period with Spiro coming into this team. Obviously Snatchy leaving was still a massive loss for them. And I know that it won't happen, but I'd love if he just came back and they just reformed this AGO side, because I was a big fan of them. Definitely the best team in Poland. The fact is, though, as many will know in life, money talks. And VP are a massive organization with a large amount of finances. Definitely not as legendary as they used to be. I actually saw at the major a guy with a rest in peace, or no, it was Virtus Pro 2015 to 2018. Either way, Furlan. He's going to be left into this 1v2 situation. Maka and Jinx going to try and turn the tide. Actually, he's in a bit of trouble there. Bomb just going to be comfortably defused. Maka will hold off the angle, and there's going to be another round on the board for 3D Max. They are looking pretty damn good on Mirage, and bear in mind, this is not their map choice. Now, I always bear into question, especially with some online matches, especially when I haven't seen a team for a while. Firstly, how well they know, like how well their map pool's going at the moment, if they haven't played too many officials. And the other thing as well is whether or not, like, okay, they've done any research on their opponents. Like, maybe 3D Max would have actually picked Mirage anyway, so here we go. 8-3. Once again, it's just a few pistols, nothing much from AGO. They've had some sort of, well, they've had some poorer rounds, but they've also had some bad luck with economy. You can always talk about when a team is just winning a round and then straight losing one back and say, yeah, maybe this just isn't their day. And if you never get like consistent buys, it can be very difficult. On the other side, 3D Max, every time their money has got a little bit low, they just seem to clean things up, and it's another round where 4 players survive. They build up that finance once again. And they've already got 9 rounds on this CT side. They're going to be feeling very comfortable indeed. And I'm sorry, Agent Zen, I would actually disagree with you right now. It does not look too easy for AGO. Maybe you're saying it'll be easy for them to bring it back. Obviously, as mentioned once already, there are, I think, some cases available over on Hellcase, which there's like, it was weird. I got sent a quote that said there's like, you can get a Medusa, but you can also get a funny story. Now, I feel like that, it must be a damn good story if it's like everyone will find this funny, but I know I have a few stories I would consider funny, but I don't know. I don't base it as a giveaway. I'm not like, you could win one of my stories, but clearly Hellcase have decided that they've got a damn good story to tell, and I believe there's also a giveaway going on, so I think you can head over to, I imagine it's just hellcase.com, but it probably says it somewhere, and yeah, win something. Either way, we're back in. We've got buy rounds. That's the last plug I'm going to do this map at least, and David P and Tao have traded, but it's Jinx to take the man advantage again, and already the cavalry has arrived. The CT side have been so quick with their rotations, but Groovy still looks to shut them down. Lucky looking to hold the cross, and oh, Jax is still alive and kicking. He's even taken down Groovy along with him. It's left onto PHR, a clutch situation that he probably didn't want to be in. It's not been the best day for him so far. It's not been the best day for AGO so far, if we're being brutally honest. While PHR does a little bit of damage, but it is going to be Jax to close things down again. 3D Max looking dominant. That's all you can say. There's no, like, sugarcoating this situation at the moment for AGO. I think we expect better from them. They expect better from themselves, I'm sure. The 3D Max are doing a damn good job. I believe they've already played once today versus the sort of new French team with Zai. We're managing to win themselves a map, and I think Zaiwu was top of the board in every single one. He's such an exciting prospect within the sort of French scene at the moment. I think it's good to get some fresh blood in there. I'll be honest, there's a few other players I like watching. I like Haji. I think he's very good. And I actually remember watching Jax in the sort of like Academy of Envious, and he's doing pretty well in this game at least. Either way, here he goes again. Straight aggressive in towards middle. Will be taken down, but his teammates are so quick to try and pounce on those trades, keep the man advantage going, and whittle away at that offense. PHR left with Spiro to try and make something of this. Jinx is around that corner, just holding the angle. It should be good for him, but actually Spiro jumps through and manages to find the kill. But will they expect Maka so aggressive in towards the apps? He can really just look to take one. He's got too many targets to actually find. Now he's just waiting. The rotation is coming from his teammate. He doesn't need any help. Maka has this all day long. A 1v2 on the site, and he doesn't even take a point of damage. 11-3. Seeming just another day at the office for 3D Max at the moment. And while you have to hope that AGO are going to be able to win this last round and maybe get that pistol to give themselves a bit of hope, because, wow, this is not the way I thought this map was going to be going. I'll be real. I was expecting a show from AGO. Instead, 3D have been to the max. Here we go, though. Much more aggressive play out from Tao. He's more of a distraction, though, as the remaining players do look to actually push him. Will they spot the man up in Palace, though? No. Jax is going to find that opener. Already looking for a little bit more. He will be traded, but still, every single time the man advantage just seems to sit with 3D Max. And, well, one thing they seem to be very good at is just trading effectively, keeping that man advantage going. David P already picks off one more. Again, it's a trade, but still it sits with the CT side, but not for long. Spiro finds a double, which gives them some hope in this one, and David P misses an opportunity to pretty much put this to bed, but there he goes. It's left onto Furlan. 1v2. Do they know where he is? Smoke going to go onto the bomb. Now his position's a little bit obscure, but never mind. David P doesn't even think twice. Checks the angle, and it's already a 12-3 position. As said, this is the map choice of AGO, and, well, 3D Max are slapping them. Absolutely slapping them at the moment. AGO wake up. Yeah, I agree. Scream to, what was it, Fnatic was really weird. Like, I think that was he was officially signed, wasn't it? That was peculiar. I didn't see that one coming. And then Flusher, Cloud9. Like, you almost expected it to sort of be the other way around and just had Flusher just staying in Fnatic and Scream going after Cloud9, but it definitely makes the scene sort of interesting at the moment. It seems like international teams are just like the way to go. Although Astralis have sort of gone, why pick up 5 international players when we can pick 5 Danish players and they'll destroy everyone? Like, I went to the major in London and it was sort of one of those things where you sit there and you go, this is a grand final. Oh, wow. Yeah, they really are. They really are the best team in the world, and it can't be disputed. Here we go, though. Pistol round. A must-win for AGO, and they have gone heavy on this B site, although that has just got a little bit lighter, as they are losing a few players along the way. You can stack it all you like, AGO. If you've got no players left, it doesn't matter. And 3D Max are just riding this confidence train at the moment, and wow. That's it, really, isn't it? That should be the nail in the coffin. They've got to try and win with these pistols. Groovy, you going to force as well? I'd be surprised if you don't. 4 CZ. Spiro ruining it by not picking one up. We wanted the CZ go. Please give 3D Max a real opponent. Wow. They will have to go all the way to the end if they are going to take home that majority share of the cash. I'm not quite sure the breakdown. As I said, before it used to be like a very sort of top-heavy breakdown, and I believe in the past, if you opened the cases, it went into the prize pool. Now, I don't know if that's still true because, as I said, it's been absolutely ages since then. But, yeah, we are going straight in towards the A site. Simplistic setup, pretty much the standard you expect to see from 3D Max, throwing out all of those smokes, leaving CTs with not much vision, and well, the boost attempted, but the boost also failed. Now, Jinx is fairly low on HP. I wonder if he wants to give that AK over to a healthier teammate. And actually, the CT side is starting to do a fairly hefty amount of damage. Already Maka being dinked up as well. These pistols are exceedingly powerful. Second rounds definitely aren't as safe as they used to be. Although I say that, even in the past, the Tech 9 was ludicrous, and so was the 5.7. Groovy left alone. Doesn't have a kit. Lots of players to find, and David P will finish them off, as it is 14-3. CT side, I think it's one of those situations where you're like, yeah, we could save for a 4x and like go for it all in the next round, but I kind of expect them to force here. It's sort of like a position where it's like, yeah, we could save. We get a 4x, or not, well, I say a 4x. We get rifles in the next round. But then you have to win 12 rounds in a row. They are going to go for it. And I can kind of understand it because, well, you just failed at winning a 4-spy. The chances of you winning a 4-spy now, probably just as slim as in the last round. You're not really getting anything extra. Here we go, though. Jax straight in. This is more of a farming exercise for 3D Max, as there is pretty much nothing. A P250 for Spiro. And that's it. Nothing else. Supposedly Twist goes to Fnatic. I think that could be a decent pickup. The thing is, though, I feel like a lot of the time he doesn't like going to a lot of these big teams because he can't really sort of play his style. And the thing is, his style is very entertaining, so I don't know. It could be interesting. He's a good player. His skill ceiling is very high. Like, when he has a good game, I feel like he can play against anyone. It's just when he has a bad game, you're sort of like, ooh, he's gone missing. 15-15. If you believe, well, I don't believe, but at least you do. TTK. That's a good sign. Yeah, you're right. There hasn't been a tactical pause. I mean, I guess for a tactical pause, you have to have something to change. And by the looks of things, it really hasn't. I feel like a tactical pause on Mirage a lot of the time would just be a momentum breaker, because I don't think you're going to come in with anything too revolutionary unless you're just going to like start gamble stacking. But a lot of that you can probably say within the first 15 seconds of the round, like, hey guys, I got an idea, let's do this. And Oh, Furlan. Or is he going to hit the timing? No, not even slightly. But Groovy will. He gets himself a pick on towards the site, sprays wildly, and doesn't manage to connect onto anything else already. We see another disadvantage situation for AGO as they are sat in a 4 versus... Okay, 3 versus 3. Spiro with that ult. Glass cannon, and actually Tau chimes in to make it back into their favor. Still, they've got to be a little bit careful. David P. Sneaky beaky. Coming back around. Oh, he actually gets called out by PHR, and now Maka is left alone. AGO, they're on the board. They got a round on their CT side. The T's, well, actually, they're not coming back that strong. I was going to say they're going to come back stronger. They will in a few rounds, or maybe less. Maybe they'll even try and do it now, but they don't have that much cash behind them. A couple of players with some money, maybe drop some pistols over if they're playing it safe. The thing is, it's one of those spots for 3D Max where if they just want to ride the confidence train, which they do, they can just buy here. Like, AGO must be so down in the dumps. Mentality must be pretty low, and you're feeling hella confident. Why not try and let one of your players just drag you through the round? And to be fair, they've been excellent at doing it so far. They've had so many strong individual plays, but already AGO may be saying, okay, calm it down a bit, lads. You're not quite ready to close this map out just yet. And we're not quite ready to let this one go. It is a 5 versus 3. Jax will manage to find one, but loses half his health in the meantime. And Furlan's going to look for the trade. And may actually catch Jax with his pants down. Leaves Jinx and Lucky to try and turn this back. Jinx clearly not feeling the AWP. Gonna give Lucky a go. I believe it was Lucky who was actually secondary AWPing in the first half, so yeah, I respect that. Giving the man with the better chance of doing damage, although but clearly not. Maybe that AWP is a little bit cursed. It's gonna be AGO to find another. The force buy from 3D Max does not work out. There's nothing like waking up at the last possible moment. Yeah, that is the sort of... It's always painful, isn't it? Especially as like a fan of a team when you're like, and they win 7 rounds in a row and they lose 16-7. You're like, oh, wow, it just didn't really mean anything, does it? It just means you got my hopes up a little bit. Or they get it back to like 10 or 12 and you're like, okay, they can do it. And then they lose that round and you're like, so I just sat here for an extra 25 minutes. But either way, 3D Max going for almost a pure eco. If you're a purist, it's not quite there because David P decided to buy David P 250. And we are going to have CT side just mopping this one out. What's wrong with the casters all out 3D Max? I think it's hard to be in favor of AGO when they're losing 15-6. I'll be honest. But if they come back, I'd be very impressed. Like, it would blow me away, but it's just one of those situations where you don't really expect them to. Like, you have to have insane mental fortitude to be able to turn this one around. And I think a lot of the time, if you do sort of lose more quickly mentally, it can work out for you just by like, okay, it wasn't a particularly close game, but we can now go into the next map and look to try and turn things around. Either way, we do now have a solid buy for either side, and we'll get to see if 3D Max are going to end this here and now, or if AGO can continue that comeback train. Already, Groovy is going to kick things off with a cooker as he burns Jinx down. Actually, the T side have got a little bit stuck, and the bomb dropped as well, so it's looking good for AGO here. Bomb is going to be retrieved. Jax and David P quickly come up with a couple of their own, but it seems like it's too little too late as Jax is now left all on his own, and Furlan will dunk him out. (15-7). AGO is warming up. Maybe. It is obviously the first map of a best-of-3 series, so no matter what happens in map number 1, if they do pull a miracle comeback or not, there is still a second map of Inferno to come, and a third if they can take it that bit further. The T side just going to invest into some pistols here. Look to go for a fast play on towards the B site and overwhelm AGO. They've got a couple of players and a lot of utility to get through, and well, PHR has just wrecked Jinx very early on. Strong utility usage already for AGO. PHR. He's going to be missing a couple of shots, however the cavalry is already here. Jax will find one. That seems to be the case in a lot of these rounds. Jax always getting himself a kill. 3D Max are going to win the next major. Hey, if they can, I'll be impressed. They've got a long way to go, but I do think they've got some talented individuals on this roster. Like as said, I've seen Jax play in the sort of old MVS Academy roster, and he was pretty decent then. Macra as well stood in for the main MVS team, and I think that was when they actually broke the cash run that Space Soldiers were having. They were on like a ridiculous winning streak. It was LAN and online at one point, and it was broken by them. Just with, I think it was with a couple of standards. It was when RPK was sick, so yeah, it definitely got some talent here. David P has been in a million different like sort of French mixed teams. We'll see how far some of these players end up. PHR. And Furlan actually chiming in here. And 3D Max, they're starting to look a little bit flat. They were all out demolishing AGO just moments ago, but it seems like the tides are starting to turn a little bit already. The CT side look like they've got this one on lock, and well, I was saying that normally this seems like a momentum-based map, and I know where the momentum currently sits. It's with AGO. They've won a fair few rounds in a row. Maka now left into a 1 vs 2, but he still has a chance here. A decent chance to find a 1v1 duel. If he can win that, well, Furlan already low. Spiro actually in a bit of an awkward position here, but he may have just got this spot. Oh, that's like threading the Ivan needle. There we go. Spiro just about spots Maka. I thought the timing was going to work perfectly in his favor. The distance now down to 6. We'll see a 12-3 half. Turned 15-13, so obviously that means it has been 6 rounds in a row for this CT side. They need to do that one more time. Another 6. And again, it's just going to be some pistols. Lots of HEs purchased for 3D Max. So I wonder if we're going to see some sort of nuke thrown in somewhere already. Jax will be able to find the opener with the pistols. They've got to be careful here. There's no sleeping for AGO. No mistakes allowed. T's yet to actually manage to retrieve any of the weaponry, and PHR will quickly even things back up before the T's can do any more damage. T's are just waiting patiently. Maybe expecting some sort of aggression from AGO, although there's absolutely no reason for it. Okay, they're going to want to work out where their opponents are actually going, but at the same time, they have such an advantage in this round. You don't want to risk handing away any picks. You don't want to hand a weapon over. You just want to try and get enough information that you know where they're going, and then can fall back. Lucky. It's not going to start to make his move. The rest of the team in middle. Just going to have to try and bombard a couple of these players. Groovy looks like he may be the one with a lot of players coming his way fairly soon. And Jinx actually managed to find himself a rifle, so still a chance here. The problem is the clock, and already Maka, he falls to the hands of Groovy, and the crossfire is magnificent from AGO. 15-10. AGO slowly dragging this one back, and well, I imagine 3D Max and their fans are starting to get a little bit hot under the collar. And while a pause has been called, and I think this is going to be one of those, okay, guys, we've just lost 7 rounds in a row. Let's try and reset a little bit. We've got our big boy buy coming in here. Everything that we could possibly desire. We had an excellent CT half, only losing 3 rounds. We need 1. 1 from 5. Let's cheese it. Let's try and just remove any problems. But even the thing is now, 3D Max end this 16-3. Hypothetical. And you sort of look at it and go, they go into the next map feeling pretty confident. Even if this ends now, like 16-12, there's going to be that sort of thing in the back of their mind of, we could have let that slip. It's definitely not going to feel as confident. And on the AGO side, the same thing. It's like, it's not going to be, we got absolutely ruined. It's going to be, actually, towards the end, we built up. Maybe we got a bit of a slow start. I don't know if it's their first map of the day. I know it's not for 3D Max, but have AGO played any games today? Last game they played was against Heroic yesterday. So, no, they haven't played any matches today. So, yeah, it's definitely possible. They just came into this game a little bit slow. The fact is, though, could still turn this around. Looks like it's actually a technical pause, so as already mentioned earlier in the day, I know there's some new faces here. I think if you go to the Hellcase website, there is some sort of giveaway on at the moment, so make sure you check that out. Supposedly there's an Orc Medusa and some quote-unquote funny stories. Still not really sure what that means. It wasn't explained to me. It was just sent as like, yeah, you say this line. It's like, what? What is the story? What's it about? Is it about cases? Should replace Red Riding Hood with a red case? I don't know. That is a nice nade. 48 damage right off the bat. Strong start, and Jinx is going to try and get a little bit of revenge here. David P sneaking around below. He's going to spot the head of Ruby and manages to find the opener as well. A nice start in the end, although Jinx is ridiculously low. And actually, David P's just taking a nade as well. It really is strong utility damage being done at the moment from the Polish side. Now trying to get a little bit more aggressive. This is the problem when you lose that player early on. You're sort of trying to drag things back. You're trying to get yourself back into the round. And that's where you normally see some overextensions from the CT side, but are actually going to fall back. They're not going to overdo it. The T's now look to build in towards this A side. They've got 45 seconds left on the clock, and Spiro is going to be their main problem, as he's sat at the back of the site with that trusty AWP. Now, they've actually kept a lot of utility for the end of the round. In fact, both teams have a reasonable amount, but if you look at 3D Max, they've still got plenty of Molotovs, flashbangs to go in, all the smokes being thrown out, some counter nades being expended by Furlan, but a lot of this is going to come down to Spiro, and he kicks it off with a kill. Second not quite there, though. He misses the shot, and he's given opportunities, but he's missing them. Missing all of them, in fact. Could have had a few kills along the way, and David P now takes him down. That could be a mistake, but Tao, look at the timing, drops it, and the bomb, and that should be the end of the round. David P now left all alone, and they are still bringing this one back. He can't afford to die. Doesn't want to lose his rifle after not getting any of the loss bonus, and somehow AGO keep this streak going. It looked like that was the beginning of the end, but Tao with a big play, sneaking out just after his teammate died, and AGO, what's that, 8 rounds in a row? I have to admit, I did lose hope. I was like, 15-3. It's been an absolute trouncing. But they are bringing this back. 4 rounds now the difference. 3D Max will be absolutely kicking themselves if they manage to throw this one away. Especially when it's their opponent's map choice. It's such a big opener if you can win your opponent's choice. And already, you can see the confidence building. Furlan going aggressive early on. Spiro finding a second, and 3D Max just having absolutely no response at the moment. Already. Push now looking to come in towards this B site. A bomb plant wouldn't go amiss, although the loss bonus is definitely there for the T side. Nice shot from Jinx. Will at least be able to finish off one. And Furlan's there to close it. 15-12. Oh, a little bit of lag, but it seems... Oh, God. What is going on here? Ooh. Let's not do this. Let's not do this. Hopefully it's... Nope, it's still very laggy. I don't know what's going on. Might have to give my producer a little bit of a message again, because this is... well, this is not the time you want things to be lagging. When it comes to the climax of what is an incredible comeback, and, well, the comeback seems to be continuing as Groovy's managed to pick off another. Oh. What is going on? Either way, Maka will be able to find one back in towards the round. He then lags around the corner as Groovy's still standing towards this CT spot. Furlan trying to hold off the connector, but it's actually going to be the T's just making their way out towards this A site. They want to end this. It has been a long time coming. It's been a long comeback from this T side. And, well, Furlan is already going to burn down another. It's looking like it's not happening. And actually, the T's are going to fall back. Yeah, I've sent a message to the producer. I have no idea what's happened. It was absolutely fine. Now it's lagging. PHR, will he get this kill? No, he won't. It does give a little bit of suspense, though, I will say, but it's not really what I want. I don't want suspense. I wanted to just work out. Tao, yep, he's going to find both kills. That was probably really nice to watch, but it doesn't matter. 15 to 13. Pause going to be called by 3D Max once again. I think it's necessary. Looking like we got to pause. I can try and fix it. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing, though, which is a bit of a problem. This is I think this is on the other end. Wow. I'll do my best to fix it for map 2. I'll talk to the guy at Star Ladder. If there's another pause, I'll try and do it then, but yeah. Here we go, though. Pistols this time. It's going to be a quick push in towards the connector. Actually, they're just going to take control of it and actually abandon it. CT side have gone aggressive in towards the apartment spot. And have PHR ready and waiting already. Shuts down a couple. Make that 3. I thought he got all 4, but Spiro actually stole one away. And, well, David Pete. I can't actually believe that this has come back. This was 15-3. This is 15-3. And it's about to be 15-14. Yeah, guys, if you want, I can switch this over to Facebook. I never said that. Never said that. You can't prove that I said that. And, shh. David P. Here we go. Clutch of a lifetime. Never mind. He's dead. Oh, God, it got worse. I was going to say it looked like it got a little bit better, but no. It then froze with weird green lag. Here we go. 15-14. A redonkulous comeback from AGO. But do they have the stones to take it over the line? Or is it going to end here and now? Jinx has already found the opener. CT side are going to try and get a little bit aggressive. Lucky is ready and waiting. David P decides the fire is not the answer as he throws it straight in towards the smoke, and they are going to go probing, but it seems like this is a little bit of a fake. They're trying to drag players away. Look, there's 3 players in over towards that A site, throwing a bit of utility. They want to hold them in towards this B site as they do look to rotate away. 40 seconds left on the clock as they want to try and push in towards this A site. Spiro, he's got a lot to do. Again, he's not able to connect the first shot, but the second goes his way. And actually, they've split this T side. Jax desperately hoping to try and find an opener. Groovy still sat into the corner and they need to clear him out. He's going to try and make his move, and actually he has a chance to deny the plant here. Instead, he goes for the first. Second goes the way of Groovy as well and leaves it on to just 2. Jackson, David P. They've got the bomb down at least. It seems that Groovy knows where he is. Bomb going to be tapped, but it is all just an elaborate ruse. David P knows it. He's going to spot Tao, but it's come all the way back. What an absolutely ludicrous match. Whoever it was who said in the chat that I shouldn't have given up on AGO, you were 100% right. 100%. I will hold my hands up and say that I was wrong, because that is one of the most ridiculous comebacks I think I've ever seen in CS. 15-3 down. AGO win 12 rounds in a row. Well done, Matic. Well done. You're a better man than I am, because I did not believe in that comeback whatsoever. The guys have definitely woken up in the AGO camp. And the thing is now, if you're 3D Max, what do you do? Because that's the thing. Going into overtime, it's an even playing field. You have all the money in the world. You have everything you desire. You can have AWPs. You get to play both sides again. You can reset. But when you have 12 match points, more map points, and you then lose, you've just got to want to dive headfirst out your nearest window. Like, that's all I can really say. Hopefully not one that's too high up, but there's not really much more. You're just in a situation where you're like, we had 12 chances to finish this off, and we failed at every single attempt. And if you're AGO right now, you're just sort of sat there like, yeah, we pulled it back. Let's go. Let's finish this. They screwed up. Now we've got the chance, so... Oh. Let's see. The funny thing will be now, what's the bet that 3D Max win the first round of this overtime? Because that will be even more of a kick in the teeth. If they now just go in and they're going to go running straight in towards this site. Furlan, he has other ideas. He wants to continue the streak a little bit further, and he's done a good job of that so far. But the trade's coming from the T side. David P and Lucky doing the work. Molotov will go in towards the connector, and the rotation is now fully in from the CT side. Maka looking to pop his way through the smoke. Nobody yet in CT, but PHR is looking to rotate in that direction. Spiro is still with a full set of utility. The AWPer not normally throwing it out too often. Maka already, though, will be able to find one. Trade in again. But the clock is starting to tick away. Now, Lucky is incredibly low on HP, left on just 6, and he's going to look away at the wrong time. The CT side, they want this round, but David P seems to want it that little bit more as the bomb is starting to tick at a ridiculous pace. He's going to fight versus Tao and just now uses the clock to his advantage. And, well, it is just sort of the ultimate meme, isn't it? That 3D Max, they can't win a round in 12 to end the game. The second the scoreline's equalized and we go to overtime, and they take the first one. Clearly not wanting to make it easy for themselves. We now see actually a double AWP setup picked up over on the T side. Now, still plenty of money for either side going into this next round. I believe it was 16k MR3. Is the biggest comeback you've ever casted? No. I think I remember it was... Who was it? It was Gambit versus, like, I think it was Method when they were, like, a CIS organization. And it was on Train. And Gambit won the first half 14-1 and then lost 16-14. And that sticks in my mind. That was still... I casted that like 2 years ago. I will never forget that game because I was just sat there just like, how? How do you win 0 rounds on the T side of Train? Like, how? But yeah. So it's up there. It's definitely up there. But we'll see. Maybe 3D Max can end that comeback. They've ended the streak. They're already going to lose the first man in this round. And, well, quite far into the round. In fact, minute 10 into the round, we lose our first player. David P still in the connector, and they're trying to make a way on towards his B side, but it seems like the CTs have been smart with their utility. Holding a smoke right down to the depths. It's still there. There's only 25 seconds left on the clock, and you can see Maka, he pokes his little nose through, and he's going to be met with bullets. Tao closing out this round. Lucky, well, he needs more than luck if he's going to be able to win this round. I'm sure nobody's ever made that joke before. And well, hey, he gets one. Pads his stats a little bit, but Ruby's just going to be there to execute him. 16-16. I still can't believe it was 15-3, to be honest. Either way, we do have a buyback in onto either side. Of course, it is overtime. You normally expect that, especially with 16k. I actually quite like 16k. I know there's a lot of people who don't really like the, oh, you can buy anything. But I think if you can't end it in normal time, let's make it a little bit ridiculous. Allow those auto snipers to come in. Jinx, quick push in. He's not going to try and do this alone. He has no support at the moment. He is the bait. He has been put on the end of the fishing line, and he's been thrown right into that A site while the rest of the players are trying to head in towards B. A little bit of a crossfire for the CT side, and PHR is going to find another, but he burns down. Tao here, but a wild spray, and he will fall because of it. And Mac has found a couple of kills with his Deeg. Doesn't even need the AWP that's currently sitting on his back. It's into the 1v1. Jax to try and add another. And while they struggled to... I still can't believe that. They didn't win a single buy round on their T half. And then they win 2 in overtime. They're now going to the CT side. They had a 12-3 half here. 3D Max could have ended this map about 20 minutes ago. But it has gone all the way to overtime. 2 rounds is all they need. As said, they got 12 in the first half of this match. A tactical pause actually called in from AGO. Obviously, a pretty poor T half, but they definitely warmed up into this game. I think it's safe to say. I think winning 12 rounds in a row does sort of go as... Oh, well, that was... go as warmed up. It's a fake comeback. That's possible. At the same time, though, I think their T side should be better now. Should definitely be better than it was. Well, it's hard for it to be worse. It was very disjointed and just wasn't very impressive. Yeah, it is 16k MR3, so pretty much a buy every single round, unless you do just continuously buy auto snipers, and even then you can still buy a bit. So here we go. David P looking to go aggressive. He's going to be met by a nade. Tao actually doesn't connect the spray. Party Man thinks it's going to be 19-17 to AGO. 3 rounds back to back. That's how many they got in the total of their T half. And they had 15 opportunities. This time they literally only have 3. So they have been playing much better, but lucky. He's got that AWP in hand. Jax with another. And well, somebody's going to have to turn this round if Party Man... Oh, lucky! Not so much. Hits the shot, but doesn't get the kill. Jinx is there. The rotation has come in from the CT side. They've pretty much got every single man here. It's a bit of a slower rotation from some of the other members of the team, but, well, this is bad for Groovy. He's got the bomb. His teammate is very, very slowly making his way up towards short. We do now see Jax start to sort of sneak his way back over towards A just in case, but... Well, Jinx has got this one covered, and now Groovy's left into a 1 versus 4. It is looking like we're going to see map point again for 3D Max, but, well, seeing map point for them so far really hasn't meant too much. It was 12 map points that they had earlier in the game. I feel like I'm harpering on a little bit about it, but I'm still very surprised at what we witnessed.
18-16. And yeah, I agree. Can 3D Max close this one out? And it's going to be that double AWP setup, which was extremely successful in regulation. Jinx. Left alone on the B site, does have players on shore. And wow, Jax has just been completely caught with his pants down. Needs somebody to try and turn the tide. Oh, they've sort of, well, both missing something there. Like, Lucky not spotting the player crossing, and then actually missing the jump into the window as well. David P, that's madness. That's absolute madness. Just trying to pop flash himself out through the smoke. Going for the insanity play. It is back into a 3 versus 3. Maka with the AWP equalizing things. Still, he's alone on this site. He's going to have to do quite a bit with the AWP. There's already 2 players looking to rotate back in, but he is doing the job. He's found Spiro as well. Still being pincered from multiple angles, but it looks like he's got the read bang on. Maka wants this to end, and he's done a damn good job. Now it's on to his teammates. Jinx and Lucky to try and close this, and that's exactly what they'll do. It took them far longer than expected to finish this one off. But either way, we are going on to map 2 with 3D Max in the lead. We'll be back after the break.